welcome to the Sweet Makings podcast. My name is Manon, and here I share all about knitting, sewing, crochet, and whatever else I might be up to at the moment. So if any of that sounds like your cup of tea, just get cozy with me and let's get going. So today I am filming again in my garden because the time is so beautiful. The weather is absolutely marvelous. There are some little white clouds, but mostly it's a magnificent blue, and I'm so happy to be outside. So I hope the light will be okay because you're just at the edge of my parasol. We say parasol in French. I don't know how that's called, but in English, but yeah. So if we have some trouble, I will just adjust. And also, Lucy is napping. The baby phone is here. So if she cries, I will have to stop this podcast and change decor and film at another time. So let's get going. Today, I don't have a lot to show you as whips. So what I thought I would do is just grab a knit and chat with you. I will just show you the only whip I have to show you other than the one I am working on. And this is my Playful Palette sweater. And I finished the body! Yay! So happy! So yeah, I'm very happy about that. The body is finished. I don't have a lot to tell you about it. I knit accordingly to the pattern. I'm really happy about how the pattern is written. It's very clear. I think I shortened just a bit because I have a smaller bust than the usual people has. I have long legs but short busts. So the Kika recommended you knit 25 centimeters and before beginning the ribbing, and I knit like 22 if I remember correctly. So yeah, 22 centimeters, and then I began to knit the ribbing. And if you follow me on Instagram, you saw how much I struggled with ribbing. I don't really appreciate knitting ribbing. I know that a lot of people seem to like it, but I really don't. So yeah, it was so much trouble for me. I spent like 3 days knitting on this ribbing because I am a very, very slow ribbing knitter. Like very slow. I'm an English knitter, so I don't know if this changes anything or not, but I tried a technique from Gotham Knits, who was knitting continental style, and as I did knit continental style for the yoke, because I was holding the yarn in both hands to help me knit a teeny tiny bit faster. So I tried to use this technique to knit the ribbing continental style, but it was like maybe I spent like 10 seconds doing knits and a purl. So yeah, I didn't want to spend 2 hours per row on a ribbing stitch. So yeah, I resumed my my English style knitting technique, and it was perfect. And yeah, I didn't have to change. So yeah. And I did a classic bind off. First, I wanted to go for a Italian bind off, but with unspun yarn. It was just like a nightmare, and I saw like 10 stitches into my bind off that it was going to be a mess. So I just resumed with classic bind off, and it went very well. So yeah, I'm happy, and I have a great elasticity because I did a classic bind off, but an elastic one. So that is before you actually pass your yarn over. So you knit one stitch, then you knit another one, and then you pass your stitch over. What I did was, before knitting the second stitch, I did do a yarn over, knit a second stitch, and then pass the yarn over and the first stitch over, and it gives this really nice elastic structure. So yeah, very simple way to do an elastic bind off by using a classic method. So hope that helps. And yeah, so I have this second whip, which is my linden cardigan. I wanted to do a vlog about this knit, but I realized how much work this is to do a knitting vlog. And I don't knit fast enough, I think, for it to be interesting. Moreover, I have so little time left to knit with the construction in my house and everything that I believe I won't have anything to show you in my podcasts. So I prefer to just show you how it goes. So I did like maybe now that's more or less 15 centimeters, and I still have a few more centimeters to go before I split for sleeves. So the goal is to do like a cropped version. So I would like it to be like that. So I would want to do a crop version of the Linden cardigan by Melody Hoffman. And so yeah, my goal is I have 3 buttonholes here. I'm following the pattern as much as I possibly can, but I'm really bad at following patterns, so I always end up doing whatever I find easier to do and everything. And yeah, so I follow the techniques. I don't follow the counts really. But yeah, so that's how the button band looks. It's really, really nice. Really, I really like this pattern. Like the motif and everything. It's a very smart pattern. It's very well written. I just don't follow it entirely. So, but I really love knitting on this one, and yeah, I hope I will honor the work that Melody puts in this pattern, because it's a very, very beautiful cardigan, and I really hope mine does it justice. So yeah, so I'm going to knit on this, and while I knit, I would like to, sorry, my yarn fell off, and I just wanted to chat with you because I saw quite some people talk about body image and how they were feeling about their body. And yeah, one post really struck me, and I resonated a lot with it, and so I wanted to talk about it. It's a post from Rachel Paul. I have it on my computer because I really would like to maybe read the post to you while I will show it to you here. But yeah, the post says that your body is not a trend. And I feel like this is really important. And so I'm going to read it to you, and then I'm going to talk to you about it. So yeah. So your body is not a trend. No one thinks about your body as much as you do. You can be grateful for your body and still struggle with it. You don't need to earn food or rest. They are your birthright and not a reward. Cellulite, scars, stretch marks, acne, skin texture, and curves are normal. These are not flaws, they are proof that you are human. Life is about so much more than what you look like. You do not exist for visual approval. Your body deserves kindness, not punishment or shame. Health looks different for every single body. There is no one-size-fits-all for wellness. Your body is how you experience life. Having it look a certain way is not the point of your life. Your body is not meant to stay the same forever. It is normal for how your body looks and feels to fluctuate throughout the day, across your cycle, and in your lifetime. This sounds so obvious, yet our culture focuses so much on anti-aging. Social media isn't real life. It's the confluence of angles, lighting, taking tons of photos to get the perfect shots, and even filters and editing. And yeah, so there's another one, which is you are enough and you always have been. And so yeah, this post really struck me, as to me it was obvious what she said and true. And yet at the end of this post she had a poll which was do you feel confident or good in your body or not? And it was like I struggle, or no, I feel great in my body. And I was very proud of saying that I feel very well in my body right now. And as I answered this poll, I realized that I haven't been for a very long time confident in my body and happy in my body. And also, I saw Bethany from Well Love Knits, her last podcast that went out today. And it was also about how she felt in her body, and about her osteopath telling her that her core was weak and that was why she was hurting in her body and everything. And so yeah, and I feel like this is very important to know that I wanted to share about this, because for a very long time I haven't felt good in my body. Like, since I was born, when I was a child, I was really, really thin. And by thin, I mean like my skin was literally on my bones. And yeah, I was very, very petite, very skinny. And I felt really bad about that growing up. When I was like 15, 16, 17, I was feeling really bad about that. And yet I grew up, in the 2000s, and there are a lot of Kate Moss and everything related to this person. I'm really bad at people and celebrities and everything, so you're not going to hear a lot about celebrities here. But anyway, you had this image of really, really skinny people with thin bodies. And I remember from 2000 to 2010 was from my 6 to my 16 years old. So that you can see how it was. So from my 6 to my 16 years old, I grew up with like MTV and everything. And it was always very skinny people with so first it was like no breasts and not anything. And I was actually corresponding to this type of beauty that everybody wanted, because obviously I was a child and plus I was very, very skinny. And when I was like 16 or so, my friends actually wanted to look like me. But I felt really weak in my body. That is, I was so thin and skinny and underweight that when I was 15, I was weighing like 42 kilos for 1.65 m, so that was like way less than I should have been at this moment. So really I was too skinny, and I realized that people found it normal that I was able to wear size XS to XXS, and I was so lucky to be able to do that. And I was feeling like, you know what, I actually can't bear to not have lunch, because if I don't have lunch I will just pass out, because I don't have any energy left to actually live if I don't eat. So yeah, I felt really bad about this. And then I grew up and my body didn't change, and so I felt really bad about this too. And then the trends changed, and you had to be really in an hourglass kind of shape, and I wasn't even corresponding to that either. So yeah, and I realized that what made me change my mind about this actually is when I got pregnant with Lucy. And so I got pregnant, and I was already feeling good in my body, but I felt the urge to do some sports to be able to kind of accomplish this kind of hourglass shape. So I was like, booty training and everything, and come on and have some weights and do some sports. And as I was a military, it was part of my job in a sort of a way. So I was like training. At a point I was training like 5 times a week, but for like 1.5 hours each time I was training. And then I went to Mali for my job, and there I had basically nothing else to do than to train. So I trained, and yeah, I was a very, very sporty girl, and I really felt good in my body, but somehow I was trying to achieve something that maybe wasn't what I was really going to be happy with, but more what the world was going to be happy with. I don't know if that's clear what I'm meaning. And then I got pregnant with Lucy, and my body changed, and I embraced it. And when Lucy was born, it took a lot of time for my body to come back to kind of a normal state. And my normal now is like 62, 63 kilos for 1.70 m. So I'm going to put it in inches, feet, and everything, so that everyone can actually see what I'm talking about. But my weight and height is not very important here. What I want to mean is that I had to go through motherhood to realize that what I really want from my body is actually to be able to live my life. And what I mean by that is, as Rachel says, your body is not a trend. Your body is your tool that you use every day to actually live your life. And what I needed my body for at the moment, and still do, because my daughter still doesn't walk, but now she kind of crawls everywhere, so I have to carry her less than I did before. But basically I had to carry her everywhere, and my body had to be strong enough to carry her. So yeah, I had to just get my body to be strong again to be able to carry my daughter and do the construction work that needed to be done around the house. And I had great help from doctors and my midwife. I don't know how you say it in English. I don't remember, but the person who took care of me when I was pregnant and who's taking care of me now that I am not anymore. And I realized that that's really what I want from my body is this. And also I like to go out on bike rides with my husband and with my dog and with my daughter. And I want to be able to go on a hike maybe or something like this, but I don't need my body to be the sport machine that I wanted it to be before. And also before I wanted to kind of fit. It was a mental barrier that I think I inherited from my 2000s kind of childhood with all these skinny people and everything, but this skinny trend. But to me, it was a mental blocking to wear something bigger than size 36. So I think that's an S maybe or something like this. But yeah, and I was like, I have to fit into this size S, and I can't go anywhere higher than this size. And I was mentally struggling every time I felt like, I might not be able to fit in my jeans anymore, and these are 38, so I really can't gain any more weight because then it's gonna be horrible because I won't be able to fit in my jeans, and that's really bad. And now I'm like, you're tall, so this actually is not a big deal if you need to have a bigger size. And if you need less, that's great. If you need more, that's great. But is this number really important? Or isn't the goal just to have a body that's capable of doing what you ask from it? And I think that's a really interesting thought, and that's what I wanted to share here. So, yeah, here are my thoughts about it. And now I feel the need to wear a size 40, 42, so that would be L and XL. And I mean, it fits my body. And what I mean by that is when I was, before being pregnant, wearing a 38, I still can today, again. And I'm very grateful for that. But if I do, I just won't breathe at the end of the day. And I remember then that before I was pregnant, I couldn't breathe at the end of the day. And actually, I thought that this was normal because what counted was what I was able to wear at the beginning of the day was my actual size. And so, yeah, my size was a 38, and I just had to be careful with what I ate before. And also, something else that changed is that I actually learned in the beginning of 2023 that I had endometriosis, and that I was not feeling well in my body and always trying to change it in a way. But actually, this was also due to the fact that I was sick and did not have the correct treatment for my disease. And so this to me made the whole point of wanting to fit in a certain size even more pointless, because if you are sick in a kind of way, you don't really need to, you don't expect the same thing from your body. And what I began to expect from it from the moment I learned that I was sick was just for it to go ahead and be able to live my life with my body. And so I think that's also one of the things that changed how I conceived, how I saw my image. I really hope that's clear what I'm saying, because I'm not native in English, so I hope you understand what I mean. And yeah, so in the end, what I mean is I think if you feel like your body can't give you what you would like it to give you in terms of living, then yes, it's important that maybe you, if you want, you take some actions to be able to feel better. And I feel like this is important, but the size that you are putting on you every day is not that important if your body is just capable of giving you the life that you want. And I mean, we are so lucky to be able to just live the life we have, and we should be kinder with ourselves and our bodies, because they are the tool that we use every day to live our lives. And also, I have another anecdote about my body. And when I was it was in the 2010s, exactly, I think it was 2013. I was a student, and I was still at that point. I remember one day going to the doctor, and I was like 42 kilos for 1.70 meters. So I think this was the worst I've ever felt in my life. And I was eating. I want to say that I didn't have any problem with food. I had a problem gaining weight, but I didn't have any problem with food. I think maybe I was having a very stressful life because I was a student. I was working besides being a student. And so I was very, very tired and stressed by this. Plus, I was in a very toxic relationship. And so I think this added to the stress that I was having. And one day, my body just said stop. And I remember this day, I just wanted to get up my bed. And I got up. And I had this very violent pain in my knees. I was working at McDonald's, so I was always going up and down like this and needing to catch something close to the floor, and then going up and working in freezers at minus 22, 23 degrees for like 40 minutes or something, and then going out in the warm space where you cook everything. And so I had these big changes of temperatures, this kneeling and getting up kind of repeating movement. Plus I was working, and I had to like literally run for 15 minutes to not be late for my job, and then when I was out of school, and then getting back home to work and everything. And so yeah, it was a difficult time, and my body just wouldn't let me get up. And every time I wanted to get up, I would feel this horrible pain in my knees. And so when I went to the doctor, they tried to do a radio, they tried an MRI, they saw absolutely nothing but inflammation, and they were like, we don't know what you have, we don't know what your problem is. And they just put me in the wheelchair and said, we don't know what's going to be happening to you, we just know that right now you just can't walk, and we don't know if that's going to take long for you to get up, but yeah, maybe you won't, maybe you will. We hope that you will, but we just don't know what you have. And they just let me with that thought that I couldn't walk and didn't know how long this was gonna last. And when I think about it now, I think that obviously I would get up again. But at the time, this just felt for me like, maybe I won't get up anymore. And what have I done to my body? I was living a very unhealthy life, student life. And yeah. And everything came back to me, everything I did to my body, how much I hated it and everything. And I was like, what's the point of this? Because it could do the job until now. So why have I been so bad with my body? And so I'm telling you this, and like 1.5 years later, I actually got the strength to pass the test for the French Air Force and to enter the French Air Force. And I'm like, something clicked that day when I got in that wheelchair, and I was like, I have to go out of this wheelchair. I just can't be in a wheelchair. That's not possible. And in the end, I had the wheelchair, but wouldn't get into it. I just was with my béquille. I will put the word in English here, but I bought some, and I was trying to walk with them. I was in so much pain, but I was like, I won't give up. I won't go in that wheelchair. That's not possible. I just did one. I just got home in the wheelchair from the pharmacy, and I was like, that's the first and last time I go in this wheelchair. I just can't. And then I changed my lifestyle, began to take care of what I did, what I ate, and quit my job at McDonald's. And I was like, I have less money, but I had very few money at the time, but I was like, it's okay. I'm a student. I'm not meant to have a lot. So, and in France we have a lot of chance because we have helps and everything. But I was kind of this very bad vibe. I was badly influenced, but I was like, I need more money so that I can buy brands and everything. And truly, I think the point of working at McDonald's was not for the right reasons. And my body just told me that it was too much and I wasn't doing the right thing. And he told it to me in his own way by not working anymore. And yeah, so this was a big lesson for me. And I'm so proud that my body got to recover and actually allowed me to enter the French Air Force afterwards. That was a huge experience in my life. So yeah. And all this to say that with the bad things that happen to my body, and then the good things that happen to my body. And by that I mean being pregnant with Lucy and recovering from it with the kindness of the doctors that took care of me at that moment. I now feel very good in my body. I'm not a sports person anymore, not a big one, that is to say. I still love riding my bike. I still love running from time to time. And I hope I can still continue sometimes to like going to the gym and yeah, pull some weights and everything. But I don't do it for a specific appearance kind of goal. I just do it to feel good in my body and strong in my core, so that I can live the way I want. And yeah, so that's what I wanted to say. That's how I think I will end this video. I hope that you liked it. I'm trying to look for what I want on this channel, and I realized that what I watch the most and what I have the most what I enjoy the most watching is knit and chats. So this was a knit and chat, absolutely not related to knitting, but there will be others that are more knitting related. And I think one of my next videos, I don't know which one, but I want to talk about things that I have in my mind that I would like to knit, because I have ideas. I have very colorful ideas. And yeah, I also have in mind something that I would like to share in the next podcasts, because I want to share my love of knitting, and I want to share some knitting patterns that I really like, and there are just too many of them in the world. So I'm thinking of doing a little teeny tiny concept where at the beginning of every video I will just show you a pattern that I really love, that I saw on Instagram or anything, and then I will show it to you and just to share the love. And yeah, because I think it's important to share the love and to just give a shout out the great designers that we have on the internet. And yeah, so I want to share about that. I hope that you really liked this video. It was really different from what I'm used to do, but I really liked it, and I hope you will too. And I will see you in the next one. And don't forget to tell me what you think about this, if you have thoughts about this. And if you want to correct me or on anything I said, I would be very happy to hear about it. And yeah, so I hope that you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye!